Danielle and Gareth Wheeler here with you up at the Kia training grounds. Now the Reds are on a bye week, but we're still looking ahead towards that matchup at Stade Saputo in just 2 weeks against the Montreal Impact. Only 2 games remaining on the regular season. And Gareth, you look at the ups and downs of this year. TFC has secured a bye to the playoffs, a home playoff date, and yet they've only had 1 victory in their last 6 games, and no one is hitting panic around here.
Nor should they, Danielle. Since the beginning of August, they still have the 3rd highest point total of any team in Major League Soccer, which is no small feat. And this team right now, simply put, they just need to build on the positives that we see before us, namely Armando Cooper. He's done exceptionally well stepping into a midfield role. This is one area where Toronto FC needs improvement. They've only scored 8 goals from the midfield all season long. They need to find some offensive production in the attack in that area. It looks like Cooper can be the guy to do just that. Also, just cleaning things up both defensively and up front inside the area. Attacking-wise, it's easy. Sebastian Giovinco will return in the coming weeks. This is going to be huge, taking advantage of a player who simply brings that cutting edge that all teams in Major League Soccer desperately need. And Josie Altidore has been on good form, and his play, he maybe even can become more involved in the play with Sebastian Giovinco coming back. And defensively, the mistakes, they've been remedial at times. They just need to be able to clean things up and play from a perspective of safety first.
Speaking about defensively, Drew Moore has been a mainstay on the back line this year, arguably defensive candidate of the year. What can you say about his presence overall this season?
That veteran presence, he's a leader at the back in a team that I really think they need to find the more vocal leaders, someone to grab the teammates, the players by the scruff of the neck when need be, and hold players accountable. Drew is that guy for his position. He's positionally strong, he's smart, he's a physical presence across the back line, and he's anchored one of the best defensive units in Major League Soccer all season long. I can't say enough what he's meant for this team, both on and off the field, and he is going to be a true difference maker. Where the team struggled at the end of last season was far too many defensive mistakes. You can count on Drew to bring stability at that position.
Now, over the course of the last 3 games, Toronto FC has outshot their opposition 40-22, but Drew Moore says that it's important to not lose concentration at this point of the season.
You can't lose concentration and make little mistakes that lead to goals, because you're going to get punished this time of year. And when you get punished this time of year, it could be the difference between moving on and going home. And so just have to stay concentrated, have to stay switched on.
Well, Toronto FC has 6 players off on international duty. Congratulations to Jonathan Osorio, who's back in the mix with the Canadian national team as well. But you look ahead towards these last 2 games in the season. Toronto FC wants to make sure that they are playing their best soccer heading into the playoffs. And that's a big change going back to last year, where they did lose their last 2 games.
With so many players away on international duty, I thought they were going to ask us to participate in training. Thankfully, they did not, and that's a good thing because there is strength in numbers with this team. But one thing you can look forward to in the coming weeks is a more consistent 11, maybe more players in a tighter squad rotation for Greg Vanney. I think that's important. Toronto FC lost their final 2 games of the year last season in Columbus and Montreal, and it carried over into the playoffs. With 2 games to go, yes, it's about the points, but it's about playing on top form as well, finding your team that you're comfortable with and allowing them to play and grow over these next 2 games. I just think it's so important to hit the playoffs in stride and hopefully push on to get that first round bye to avoid the one and you're done scenario.
Well, that was something that I asked assistant coach Robin Fraser. I said, how does the mood differ this year from last year? And he said, well, last year there was a lot of pressure surrounding this team to make the playoffs. This year, he said, all we're talking about is winning games.
I think last year there was a lot of pressure, both from within and externally, to make the playoffs, and we knew that going in. And really coming in this year, we're not really talking about anything else but winning, to be quite honest. So we're super excited to be in the playoffs, but we certainly feel like the job is far from being done.
Well, it is a strange time to have a bye week for the Reds, knowing that there are some players off on international duties, but perhaps this can be used as a time as a reflection for the Reds.
The schedule has actually helped the team this year, Danielle, with bye weeks coinciding with the international break, but you're right, it's time to sit back, recover after 3 games in 8 days, and just get some perspective, because over the course of this difficult stretch, some refereeing decisions have gone against them, against Philadelphia, against Orlando, so just just put that behind them, enjoy the weekend off with family. I know we will be doing that this weekend as well, and look forward to your final 2 games where you really need to step it up a notch.
Well, we want to wish you guys all a happy Thanksgiving. We hope you enjoy yourselves, get into a turkey coma, all that good stuff. Keep it locked at TorontoFC.ca throughout the week. We will have your plays of the month from September coming your way as well.